Welcome to the Raiders State of the Team preview show for the season. I'm JT. We are thrilled to have you here tonight. Thanks to all of our PSL holders, our corporate partners, and if everyone could please help me, have a warm welcome for the head coach of the Silver and Black, Josh McDaniels.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Now, unfortunately, Dave Ziegler won't be with us here tonight, but Coach, we got about a little bit more than a week out. How are you feeling tonight?
I feel excited. We made the cut down this week, and so we kind of we know who we're working with going forward. And the guys had a great week of work. Just finished up a practice in the heat of the day in full pads, and their effort and attitude, if that's an indicator of what we're going to get on September 11th, I think we're going to be real excited.
Well, we're so happy to have you here tonight. We know how busy you've been, and we thought we'd kick this off by taking a look back at your introductory press conference.
I'll be listening to the good. Yeah. Mark just walked in, guys, so he's
Proud of you. Proud of you. Sir. All right, let's do it. Let's go do it.
Yeah.
The mission here, Mr. Davis has made it very clear to me. We're going to build a culture that is sustained by high character people that work hard to meet that championship standard in every area.
Every task will be measured with the same standard of excellence. We'll be demanding, but never demeaning. We'll be an organization that lives in the details.
We want a tough, smart football team that's explosive.
The fabric of our culture will be to evaluate and evolve consistently and constantly our processes and our people to make sure that we are always operating at a championship level.
And we have one goal. If we're all pulling in the same direction, we can accomplish a lot of great things.
All right, Coach, let's begin. What did that day mean to you and your family?
It was really special. When I came here for the interview, you could tell right away that this place is different. That this symbol and what it stands for, the commitment that Mr. Davis has made, this place that we work in, that we call home. You walk through some of the hallways and you see all the Hall of Famers. It's just a different place, with such rich history and tradition. And to have my opportunity at a second time to do this, be in this place, was really, really important to me. And I knew right when I interviewed this would be a place that I would say yes if he offered the opportunity to me, and I was very fortunate that happened.
Tell everyone, you have such a great, deep history with Dave Ziegler. Take us back to the history and how that chemistry helped you build the roster.
Yeah, I met Dave. I was a freshman in college, and we were recruiting Dave to come play football at John Carroll, and I was his host. So we hit it off right away. He's a smart guy who's really detailed, disciplined, comes from a great family. We grew over our time together at John Carroll, and played receiver together, competed together, lived together, in a house when I was a senior. So we really became good friends, very respectful of one another. He and I are not the same kind of person. Dave's got a little wild side to him,
okay.
In a good way. No, he's as honest as the day is long. He'll tell you the truth, no matter if you want to hear it or not. And that's really something that I thought would work well together in this type of an environment, where your opinions are important, but you don't want to surround yourself with people that are just going to tell you what you want to hear. Dave definitely doesn't do that. And so between the two of us, we try to come up with the right answers and make decisions together, but he's a great partner.
Now, you talked about depth at every position, and I want to talk about the culture as you brought the roster down to 53. How important was that, to have competition every day here in this building to get to that roster?
We told them right from the beginning that that's what would determine their role. We're just going to put them in positions to have a chance to compete, and what they did on the field would be the thing that was really the most important to us. All we were going to do was evaluate it. But we gave everybody an opportunity. We wanted to bring in as much competition as we could when we got to 90, so that when we went to the spring ball and into training camp, that everybody felt that competition in their individual rooms. It's my belief, and Dave feels the same way, that competition makes everybody better, and we're in a business of improving. And so our players need to get better every day, and I think our team responded the right way to that competition.
Now, I want to get into these high IQ players. That's another big part of your past and coming here to the Raiders, not only on the field, but in the film and meeting rooms. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, you heard us say it in the introductory press conference. We wanted to have a tough, smart football team that can play well under pressure. And to me, what does that mean? Well, we just want to try not to beat ourselves, and a lot of times in the NFL, the games are decided by 7 points or less. And, if you're the team that has 12 penalties for 110 yards and, made 2 or 3 poor decisions and turned the ball over, you end up losing. So, I thought our players have really responded to that. We've asked them to do certain things a little differently. I was pleased with what we did in the preseason. Again, that doesn't guarantee anything going into the regular season, but not turning the ball over in 4 games was an important thing for us. We had less than 100 yards in penalties in 4 games combined, so we're trying to learn how to not lose the game, and then go ahead and make all the other explosive plays and do all the other things that everybody wants to see. So before you win, you have to not lose, and so we think that comes into play when you're out there and you make smart choices.
Coming up, more with Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels.
He's one of the hardest working guys that I've ever been around. He's brought an attitude to our defense.
Welcome back to the Raiders season preview show. Well, when you and Dave got here, not only did you want to build out a roster, you wanted to build out a coaching staff. Let's take a look at your defensive coordinator.
First thing, make sure we get the right people here to work with each other. Ultimately Josh made the decisions, but just presenting him with the guys I think that are going to be good for the staff. I think that's a big part of what we do. Like a cohesive group as a staff that's going to work well with the players. I thought that was important. Then once they got here, us getting on the same page, because you got people coming from different systems, different organizations. That's different languages or different dialects, however you want to look at it, and we all have to get on the same page so that when we're talking football, when we're talking what we want to do in terms of scheme-wise, everybody's on the same page. So that's been an important part of the process right now, getting everybody on the same page. What the vision of the head coach in terms of schematically, then through the coordinators, and in my case the defensive coordinator, making sure everybody knows what I'm looking for so that we can go ahead and present the information to the players. What you're looking for, to me, when you get a chance to meet the player, you're looking for their aptitude. Where are they at with that? Can they learn? That's what you're hoping for. And can they learn? Again, I don't necessarily care what they know, but can they learn? And now you might have some guys that just start off with that are really smart football players and understand everything. That's a bonus, you got me? But the guys that can they learn? That's the football intelligence part. Can they learn? If they can learn, then we got to trust ourselves to coach them and get them, to get that IQ up. We're teachers. We're teachers. We get paid to teach, and they don't have to have all the answers right away, but if they show that they can learn, that makes our job a lot easier. If you're dealing with someone that can't learn, that's going to struggle to learn in terms of making the split-second decisions they have to make out there on that field in a combative situation, it's going to be really hard. Again, I can't speak for Dave and Josh, but that's why you're looking for smart players, guys who could decipher what's going on, guys who have enough, whether it's the emotional intelligence or just the football intelligence, and to be able to handle the split-second decisions that happen on, every, 30 seconds or whatever it is out there on the field.
What is something that Raider Nation should know about Patrick Graham?
He's special.
Looks it.
Yeah, he's special, and he's a great person, and he's really smart, and he does a great job of leading our defense and our staff, our defensive staff. So we were so fortunate to have a chance to have him added to our staff when we did, and he's one of the hardest working guys that I've ever been around. He's brought an attitude to our defense, and there's some things that we're doing this year that maybe the guys haven't done before, but he's a good teacher, and he's going to get them to do it right.
Well, let's talk about the preseason and the defense and how happy you are after the 4 preseason wins.
Yeah, I think we're learning exactly how we want to play, and and we think that will continue as we go into the regular season. We're not a finished product, so but want to try to be able to stop the run, play physical up front, defend the deep part of the field, not give up a bunch of big plays. We didn't do that in the preseason. And then we want to get after the football, So we were able to create some turnovers. I think our guys are very aware of the ball and when it's loose from a runner or a passer. And they're trying to do the right things there in terms of creating turnover opportunities for themselves.
So putting in that defensive scheme worked out really well. Everybody kind of bought into it and has been following what you've been telling them.
Yes, no doubt. They know, they see the benefits of it, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to be multiple so that we can help ourselves. When you play the Chargers or the Chiefs or the Broncos, they're not the same teams. Right. So you don't want to defend them the same way. If you defend them the same way, ultimately you can get in trouble. So what that means to us is we have to be multiple enough, smart enough to change gears a little bit to try to defend their best players and try to protect our weaknesses if we have them. And so that's what we're hard at work doing. The players are giving us everything they have. Every opportunity we have on the practice field, we tell them we either win or we learn. So we either had a great rep and we won, or we're going to learn from it. And so there's a positive to both.
This segment has been brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Las Vegas Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights. Book now only at Allegiant.com.
Welcome back to the Raiders season preview show. Well, Coach, you and Dave brought in two really big names this offseason, and Raider Nation couldn't be any happier.
We got big news. The AFC West, the rich just get richer and richer.
Let's start. We got an edge rusher off the market. Big news out of Las Vegas. Right now, the Raiders are finalizing a deal with four-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Chandler Jones. He had a strong market over the past several days, but really, he was going to be patient and made sure that he got the right deal in the right spot. Well, he finds it with the Raiders.
It's in makers of their home. I went straight to the snacks.
They signed Max Crosby to a long-term deal, moved Yannick Ngakoue to the Colts, and put Chandler Jones in that spot.
Okay.
Ready to be a Raider?
Yeah, what am I? Yeah, I'm really excited, honestly. Very excited. What it means to me to play in the silver and black, it's huge, and honestly, it's a dream come true. I've always been a fan of this organization, and I'm really glad to be here.
Breaking news out of Green Bay.
Devontae Adams, in a massive move here, is headed to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Raiders are absolutely on fire right now.
The Raiders, they got a dog. They got a good one. We all know Devontae Adams is special. We see the contract. We all know he's special. I'm excited. I want to see him play with Derek Carr. I want to see this happen on the football field, coming from college, knowing they brothers. I want to see this thing happen.
This is going to be some wild football. So they get Chandler Jones for the Raiders, and then they go out and they make this Devontae Adams thing happen. Credit to everybody involved, because this was not easy.
Big
Adams. How you doing?
Good, man. Good to finally meet you, man. Put this down.
Good to see you, guy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Could not be better.
Living out your childhood dream.
Yeah. I'm still feel like a kid running around here right now. Devontae Adams, Las Vegas Raiders, number 17.
Raider Nation, meet your new All-Pro wide receiver.
And delivers a strike to Devontae Adams. Down the sideline, Devontae Adams is in.
Widely known as one of the best route runners in the NFL, Adams brings elite talent to the field.
Throws back against the grain. Adams is in. What a play.
After 8 seasons in Green Bay, Adams has totaled more than 8,000 receiving yards and 70 touchdowns.
My play style, I'm an aggressive go-getter. I like to call myself a go-getter on the football field. Pretty well-rounded. I like to, go out there and make plays, whatever it takes, whether it's a short ball, deep ball, intermediate. Obviously, they talk about the route running, but, the catching, all of the pieces put together is ultimately what I think makes me.
Pass down the way, Devontae Adams. He is unstoppable.
Pretty incredible, huh, Coach? I can see just looking at you. Let's begin with Chandler Jones. How excited are you that you don't have to prepare for him on Sundays?
It's a good feeling that he's in silver and black. And, I was in New England when we drafted Chandler. So I saw him as a young guy and kind of working his way up and saw the kind of player he became, how he went about his day-to-day business. This guy's a professional in every sense of the word, does a great job. in a locker room, really helps the young players. But he's making a difference, you know, and he's an exciting piece for us to have. You know, we got some guys that can rush the quarterback.
No doubt. How was he so important to add to the team? What was the priority with him?
Yeah, we knew, you know, we had Yannick on the other side, and we knew we were heading into last year of the contract. And so, honestly, it was kind of an opportunity that was presented to us where we kind of looked at it from two different ways, and we're able to bring Rock Ya-Sin over in the trade with Indy, you know, and sent Yannick there, and then at the same time culminate the deal with Chandler. So we kind of replaced the edge rusher, if you will, and you know, have Chandler under contract for multiple years, and then also added ourselves a quality corner. So it was just a good opportunity to try to improve the football team, and we felt like that was important. You know, Max gets a lot of attention, and so it's important to have somebody on the other side that, you know, if they want to slide all the protections that way or what have you, that there's somebody else over on the other side that can do some damage.
Now, you coach some of the most dynamic playmakers of all time. Where does Davante fit in? Let's talk about what you've seen since both of you came into the building together.
This guy is unique. He's unique. He's an incredible human being and really special character. Very bright, very intelligent. One of our very hardest workers, no question about it. And I'm not sure that I've coached many people that compete like he does every day. When he takes a rep in one-on-one, it's like it's the last play of the last game of the season. He wants to win everything that he's doing. And so he's brought that attitude, that drive to our organization. He's added a tremendous amount of leadership, confidence, swagger to our team. And, you know, he's been as productive as he's been in his career for many reasons, and we're getting to see him every day.
That says a lot. I wanted to talk about his chemistry that he had with Derek at Fresno State. When you looked at film back then and you see the film after practice, what have you seen?
We're running two different offenses, but it seems like they don't notice the difference, you know. So they really, I mean, they have a real unique connection between the two of them. You know, they've obviously thrown the ball a lot to each other. You know, going back many, many years, and have a great chemistry on and off the field, which I think is important. They read body language well. They can kind of see each other's eyes and know, okay, this is what you're thinking, I'm thinking the same thing. Some things like that take years to practice and develop, and we're fortunate that we're having an opportunity to start a little ahead of the game.
Well, let's credit Dave Ziegler here on pulling this deal off. I mean, he's playing with Aaron Rodgers, great franchise, and able to get him. We knew the chemistry that he had with Derek, but a lot of times you don't think you're going to be able to get a player like that, and then you pull it off. What did Dave do with you to pull this deal off?
He did a lot. So it was, no, he was hard at work for a while. You know, and look, we're just trying to improve our team in any way that we can. That was the entire offseason, and that's what he does every day. You know, he's trying to do that right now. You know, and so when you think about having opportunities like this, there's not many of these that come along. You know, there's not many times you pick the phone up and they say, you know, this is a possibility, and you're talking about a player of this caliber. So, you know, whenever that happens, you listen, you take the information in, and then you see what, you know, what's best for your football team. And I thought Dave did a great job of navigating that whole situation. And we're very fortunate that he's a Raider.
Coming up, more with Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels.
One of the most special guys that I'll ever coach, no doubt. You know, his story is amazing, and he deserves all the credit for that.
With the start of the new NFL season on the horizon, the Raiders have an important task at hand. Locking down Pro Bowler Max Crosby to a contract extension sits at the top of the to-do list.
You know, obviously the whole process, we've been talking back and forth, and that's been going on for a while, but the real, like, all right, let's get this done, started, you know, this week. So it's just been nonstop, and it happened to be, you know, we happened to find, you know, a place where we're both happy and comfortable, and, you know, we got it done, and it happens to be my 2-year anniversary. So it just, like, you know, that's the higher power right there. You know, at the end of the day, it's incredible. And you know, it's storybook stuff. You know, you can't even make it up. So it's a blessing.
Max Crosby celebrates his 2-year anniversary of sobriety today, March 11th. a date he inked on his hand to never forget.
Oh, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, big guy. Congrats again.
Great to see you.
Congrats.
No, thank you guys so much.
With the 36th pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the mighty Oakland Raiders select, I know you love us, Derek Carr.
There you go. As expected, the Raiders have selected Derek Carr from down the road in Fresno.
From a 23-year-old rookie to a 31-year-old captain, Derek Carr has grown up in front of Raider Nation.
Say hey. Walk in. Go ahead.
You guys excited to be Raiders?
Yes.
Pretty sweet, right? You like the Raiders? Cool. They're pretty cool, huh? Who's this guy?
Daddy.
Yeah. You think he can throw it pretty good? Yeah, he's not bad.
And on this day, the Carrs will solidify their roots in the desert of Las Vegas.
All right, Raider Nation, it's time to get to work. I'm excited to be here, close to home. Now it's time to go win some games.
The journey has been great. I couldn't think of ever playing for anybody else. I'm sure my agent wanted to talk me off the ledge a couple of times because I told him if I'm not playing here, I'm not playing anywhere. And so that's how much this place means to me. I know I have a lot of great football left in me, so I'm excited to just get to work and see what we can turn this thing into.
From the Clemson campus to the Oakland campus, Hunter Renfrow arrives looking to make an impact.
Got a message for Raider Nation?
Yeah, excited to be here. First time, I guess second time in California, so great to be here and get started. You like the old school chin strap? Yeah. They were sliding over there. I was like, I don't. What's up, Raider Nation? This is Hunter Renfrow. Just signed my contract. Super fired up to be here and ready to get started tomorrow and go and figure out how to win some games and build on it. I started this journey, 3 years ago, not knowing what was going to happen, and not knowing if, where I was going to be. And so I'm so excited. I got to play 1 year in Oakland, and then move to Vegas with the Raiders, and it really just been surreal and a dream come true. And thank you for allowing me to live out my dream.
Well, Coach, there's a recurring theme here about character and what it means to you and Dave. Why was it so important to get these 3 deals done, the extensions?
They're 3 of our very best leaders and 3 of our very best players. And so, to me, the best teams I've been on, your best players are also your captains, your leaders, the guys that everybody follows. And it was quickly apparent to Dave and I that these 3 videos you just showed, that's our team responds to them. And they're obviously responsible for a lot of the success that this team had last year. And we look forward to them doing the same as we go forward.
Well, let's talk about Max Crosby. Wow, what a player. What a life story. What have you seen in him after getting to know him?
One of the most special guys that I'll ever coach, no doubt. His story is amazing, and he deserves all the credit for that. But what I see every day is amazing from him. One of the first people in the building, one of the last to leave. Doesn't matter what day it is. It could be an off day. It's not an off day for Max, So he takes care of his body. He works hard in the weight room. He's out here in this room and in the turf field by himself at times. You see him late at night. He just wants to be great at what he does, and he's a great person. He has the respect of everybody in this building, and the way he practices, it's no surprise that he's been as productive of a football player as he has been, because he practices every single rep like it's a game. And so he makes everybody better.
This segment has been brought to you by Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Raiders.
Welcome back to the Raiders season preview show. What have you learned about Derek since coming here? What's impressed you the most?
Well, there's a lot of things. He's a very, very special person. He's a great human being. Does a great job of being a father, a husband, a leader in here. Our guys respond to him. It's very easy to see that. This guy he wants to be really good. He works at it, loves football, practices well, practices hard. demands a lot from his teammates, and he's got a lot of the qualities that you need to lead an organization. And so super excited about having this chance to coach him and see where we can take it.
The fans love Hunter Renfrow. I mean, he's amazing to see what he's done so early in his career.
Yep.
Tell us a Hunter story since you met him and you've been working him out and practicing him. What's he like?
The first time I met him, he was coming down the hall, and I looked at him, and I'm like, this can't be Hunter Renfrow, is it? You know, he just, you know, he doesn't look like this, you know, guy who caught 110 passes. So, but no, he's unassuming and asks great questions, practices well, you know, hard worker, a lot of the, you know, all the things that you want a player to be, you know, and his teammates love him. He's out there every day, durable, you know, smaller guy, but, you know, doesn't miss practice reps, takes care of his body, great guy off the field, has a great family. No, just those three guys are the epitome of this place, and it's obvious to me that they've been a huge part of the success here, and they're going to be going forward.
One follow-up with Hunter, you had some of the greatest slot receivers of all time. What a great opportunity for you with what you've learned in the past and be able to extend to him.
Yeah, it's been great. He knows that, and he was aware of it before we even got here, but you know, he's got every film. I mean, he's pretty amazing because he'll, you know, either walk by me and ask me a question about something he saw from 07, you know, and I'm like mad at our video guys because they put that on the system. You know what I mean? I don't remember those plays in 07, but he's watching Wes Welker and Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola, and I don't think he has any Troy Brown film, but, you know, that's a good thing. But he's digesting it. He just dives in and asks the right questions. He's got such a savvy about himself, and to play in there, you know, the first thing you have to have is courage, and because you're going to get hit, and you know there's a lot of big guys in there, and so he has that, no doubt, and he's learning all the nuances of our offense, but it's not hard for him because he knows how to play.
Coming up, more with Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels.
The easiest way to score is to just carry it forward and go across the goal line. So you saw us try to do a lot of that in the preseason, and we'll continue to do that in the regular season.
Yeah, I'm godly.
It's caught at the 20, turn to the 5, 6 easy, touchdown Raiders. They come with it, Madison picks it up, now pocket collapses, down he goes. Snap, plenty of protection, looking over the middle, pocket collapses, he takes off to the goal line, touchdown Stidham, 6 the hard way. Late now broken up, drilled by Jonathan Abram, 5-man rush, drilled as he steps up to throw. Snap, handoff, trying the middle, Zamir White pushing in, TD-LV. Looks down the field, thrown and intercepted, Masterson at the 40, cross midfield, Masterson at the 40, 35 and dragged from behind. Pitches to the left, Zamir White at the 10, has the 5, racing to the pylon, TD-LV. Raiders in the end zone. They capitalize on the Masterson interception. Deshaun Bauer had him around the waist, and the Raiders defense holds on 4th down.
Pitch to Brown, the cutback touchdown. Yeah, I'm godly.
Pretty incredible preseason, Raider Nation. And Coach, the team showed a lot of discipline. And I want to talk about the penalties, turnover category, something you preached and it worked out.
Yeah, we've been working hard at it, going all the way back to OTAs. And, you know, they've adopted the same mindset. You know, we commit a penalty in practice, and you'll see the player take off and run a lap, and no coach has to say anything, you know, because we've tried to get them to understand the connection between making a mistake like that and the consequence that you receive in the game. And so, you know, on the practice field, we don't want to just let it go. You know, we want them to understand that there's always a penalty for something like that. So they've worked really hard at it. I think they respect how much it can help you win. And, you know, you saw the guys in the preseason, they're trying to play the right way.
Tell us about the joint practices and what you saw at practice and how it played over to the games.
Yeah, it was great 2 days of work. You know, we knew going into training camp, we were kind of counting those two as, you know, games 5 and 6, if you will, for the preseason, because we knew we were going to have some really great competition out here on our practice field. So, you know, they handled it the right way, very respectfully, physical, fast, aggressive. Both teams were, no fighting, did it the right way, and our guys really got a lot out of that. You know, competing against somebody else's players that you don't know necessarily, you don't see every day. It was a refreshing thing for our players to have to, you know, have the opportunity to go against somebody else other than their teammates. But it was very worthwhile for us to have that opportunity, and we really appreciate the opportunity to do it with them.
Well, last year the Raiders struggled in the red zone, and you've talked about that with Derek. Derek was here for that.
Yep.
What's been working in training camp in the preseason that you believe you're going to fix that?
You know, there's a lot of things that go into a good red zone offense, but, you know, having 11 guys execute the details, you know, and we're trying to run good plays, you know, and so sometimes the defenses are going to take things away from you, you know, and for us, we're going to try to, you know, if they take this away, we're going to try to do that. If they take that away, we're going to try to do this, you know, and I think our guys understand what we're trying to get at, want to be physical and try to run the ball in. The easiest way to score is to just carry it forward and go across the goal line. So you saw us try to do a lot of that in the preseason, and we'll continue to do that in the regular season.
Coming up, more with Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels. All right, Coach, we got some questions. You ready?
I can't wait.
The tuck rule play.
Yep.
Was it a fumble?
No question. It was a fumble. Do you have to say anything else?
That's it. It's got the Raider gear on.
This segment is brought to you by Coors Light, an official beer of Raider Nation, made to chill.
All right, Coach, we got some questions. You ready?
I can't wait.
All right, our first question from a fan, our PSL holder. The tuck rule play.
Yep.
Was it a fumble? And keep up the great work, Coach.
No question. It was a fumble. Do you have to say anything else?
That's it. It's got the Raider gear on. Coach, last week, Bill Belichick came to this headquarters, and I know how much he means to you. He called it the Taj Mahal of NFL facilities. What's your favorite part of this fabulous building?
The people. I mean, I literally, that's it. I mean, you know, when you walk through the halls, you see somebody every day that's trying to help you, you know, and whether it's in the meal room or the equipment room or, you know, the people that are cleaning the hallways and the offices late at night. I mean, everybody here literally is pulling the rope in the same direction, and I was so impressed with that from the very first time I walked in here, and I'm still impressed with it today. But there's no question we have incredible facilities, and we have no excuses. You know, there's no excuses here. They've given us everything that we could ask for, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the people, because that's really, they're special.
Nicely said. Also, Coach, the Raider Nation, what does this fan base mean to you?
They're different. I could tell that right away. The first preseason game at Allegiant, I said it after the game, I had never been in a preseason game like that. Yeah. You know, just the energy, the enthusiasm, their commitment to us. You know, you feel it, and it's real. And you know, I've gone, you know, a couple different places across the United States in this calendar year, and there's Raiders everywhere. You know, and you see the gear, and you see the hats, and you see the sweatshirts, and it's like, you didn't know that. You know, I didn't know that before. And so just to be a part of this, what a privilege. You know, what a blessing to have the opportunity to coach their team.
And I'm happy you said that about it. It was a preseason game. It was packed. It was, I looked down from the field and saw the upper deck packed, and you'll be coaching a regular season home game. How excited are you, the Death Star Allegiant Stadium, to be there for the regular season?
I've watched some of the TV games from last year just to get kind of an idea.
Yeah.
You know, in the last regular season game against the Chargers, I mean, the decibel level was climbing pretty high. So there's no doubt that this is going to be a great home field advantage for us. Look forward to performing well for our fans here in a few weeks.
Coach, another question from the fans. What is still keeping you up at night as you prepare for the new season?
Not much, because we don't go home till late, and we sleep a couple hours, and we get back up and come back and do it again. But you know, it's different. You know, I'm not old, but I'm maybe old in football years, 46, and I'd say I've learned to be more patient with the process. So, like, we didn't have a perfect practice today, but I don't know how many perfect practices I've ever been a part of. And so I kind of take each day with a grain of salt and understand that there's an opportunity to learn from the things that we didn't do right. And so when we leave at night, put yesterday away, and then come in the next day with a refreshed outlook, and then try to get better today, and that's really what our focus is on. And I think our players have adopted that same mindset.
Coach, the last month of August was amazing. I saw you on the sideline in Canton, and you had family there, and it meant a lot to you. And the Raider family, it was about Cliff Branch.
Yep.
And then we go to 300 alumni on the field and coming back.
Yep.
You saw all of that in a matter of 1 month, and you're the new head coach. What did that mean to you, seeing all of that in a matter of 30-plus days?
It was really special to have the opportunity to go and support Cliff and his family, and Richard and his family, both of them going in as former Raiders. And that was a really neat experience for me to have a chance to be in my hometown. I've never done that in 21 years in the NFL, and so what a cool opportunity to coach my first game as a Raider coach, back in my hometown. But the alumni the other night, and then I got to go to the function the next day. My eyes were like this big, I'm meeting people and I'm going, oh my gosh, so they were the ones that laid the foundation. They're responsible for this. That's what I tell our players all the time. Like, they set the standard. The commitment to excellence that we talk about, they are that, so we revere them. And I've really dove into the history of the game of football since I was a young kid, and to actually have an opportunity to meet some of those people and see them up close in person, what a tribute the other night that we had them here at the game.
And the fact that Canton went into Vegas, your history and playing, and we talked about your dad and your family, so you got it full circle, and I could tell you took it all in.
Yeah, it was, I was trying to enjoy every bit of it. Certainly enjoyed watching our players compete all preseason long, but having a chance to do that with my family there, football and family, we talk about that a lot.
Well, everyone, let's thank the head coach again one more time for joining us here tonight. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coming up on the Raiders season preview show, Raiders president Sandra Douglass Morgan.
Obviously, he bleeds silver and black. I think everybody here knows that. But his compassion is, I think, just as important. He genuinely cares about people. He cares about the community.
This segment is brought to you by Karma Automotive, official luxury EV vehicle of the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right, Sandra Douglass Morgan is here, the president of the Raiders. Let's hear it for everybody.
Thank you.
We are thrilled to have you. And as we begin, you grew up right here in Las Vegas. What does having the Raiders here in the community mean to you?
It's really indescribable. I grew up here, and so obviously in my childhood never had a professional team. We obviously rooted for the Rebels, and I went to school in Northern Nevada, but my husband played professional football, and being able to kind of see firsthand what a team does, not only for the sense of community, but obviously the economic impact as well. Just knowing when the Raiders announced that they were going to move to Las Vegas, what that could do for the Southern Nevada community where I grew up. And to see it now happen and kind of see the fruits of the Raiders' labor and all of the seeds that they've planted here in this beautiful facility, and obviously the amazing award-winning stadium. It's just, I think it's a dream come true for a lot of Las Vegans that have really seen, one, just the growth, but two, the acceptance. Yeah. I know you've been around for a while too, and just to know that, no professional team maybe didn't think the market was large enough to support a team. I think we've proven it and shattered a lot of expectations that were initially announced.
Well, in your 2 months since becoming the president of the Raiders, give the fans an idea of what's exciting you the most about the organization.
The people, not only the people within the organization, but obviously Raider Nation as well. Just the amount of passion they have, and just a deeply, deeply loyal fan base. And it's great to have employees that are true fans too, right? Because you know that every decision that's being made and that should be made kind of going forward, regardless of what division they're in, is for the Shield and for the Raiders and the legacy that it has.
Well, it's been an interesting couple of months because you had an opportunity, just as I talked to the head coach, to go to Canton and be a part of Alumni Weekend. And I could see it when I saw you at Cliff's party, how amazing that was, getting to know the alumni. Let's talk about what the alumni mean to you.
When I first met Mark, he mentioned that the alumni are really the life and blood of this organization, and being able to see them greet each other and just being able to overhear their stories. But then this was within my second week, I think, on the job. It was almost like a real-time history lesson, and being able just to see their faces and their exchanges and just hearing their stories and sharing their stories. And more importantly, their gratefulness to Mark for even giving them this opportunity to still be able to kind of continue and grow those bonds, and them telling me that, you know, no other team in the NFL treats the alumni the way that the Raiders do.
Well, you've traveled with the organization twice and you've been to 2 home games. Let's talk about the size of this operation.
It's true. It's tremendous to really have. I think when people find out how many true full-time employees there are, they would be shocked at just the logistics that it comes with running a team, and obviously having a stadium and wonderful, amazing partners that are here, and you all as well. It is such a true large-scale operation behind the scenes that makes game day really look so easy. And you know, I really have to give a shout out to Silver and Black Productions for putting on this amazing production today. I'm just amazed every time I get to meet people that some have been here for, you know, a couple of months all the way to 20, 30, 40 years, and just what it means to be a Raider. I'm just proud to be a part of this team.
Well, you now know Mark Davis. You've known him for a little while now. What impresses you the most about Mark's passion, not only for the Raiders, the city, and the fans?
You know, it's not only his passion for the community. Obviously, he bleeds silver and black. I think everybody here knows that. But his compassion is, I think, just as important. He genuinely cares about people. He cares about the community, and he doesn't like to talk about it. He thinks that, you know, you're doing things because that's the Raider way, and you're supposed to give back, and that's what we do because it's the right thing to do. And that was one of the first things when I met him, and just understanding how he views the world, how he sees people, and how he sees our responsibility to others. It was very, very aligned with the way I was raised, and I knew it would be a great fit.
I think that's fantastic to stay on Mark. The passion that you have for your job as president and the passion he has for this team going forward, it seems to be a great fit.
I think so.
Now let's get to Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler. How's it been working with them?
I mean, how you guys have me follow the head coach? But he's been really amazing. Seeing him and Dave, you know, first one's here, last one's to leave. Such a strong work ethic and, you know, a commitment to excellence, which is obviously in line with the Raiders. But they're so disciplined, and you know, I look forward to really working with them, and I think they really raise the bar on the football end of things, and I hope to do the same on the front office.
As we wrap this up, I want to spend a few minutes talking about the fans here of the Raider Nation. You knew how great they were. Your husband was in the league. When you take a look at these fans, you're meeting them all the time. What have you learned about them so far? Because they've given you a great reception.
Zero comparison to what I saw with my husband. Yeah. No, not to be, but there is just a deep, true loyalty. It's a lifestyle, right? And again, being embraced just with open arms and saying, you know, we're here for you. We're here to support you. Just the love, and they're kind of cheering for my success and the team's success. It's much, much bigger than just football on the field, and that loyalty and that compassion that they bring to the game, to the team, is something like I've never seen anywhere else.
And you've seen them on the road, which is great, Sandra, because you see them here, and you expect to see them when you're in and about around town. But what was it like on the road in Canton, and when you're here and you see the team on the road, to see fans from the other part of the country, the other part of the world, who just live and bleed for the Raider Nation?
Yeah, it is. It's truly amazing. Not only in Canton, but even just in Miami for our preseason game, and not just there, but they're early, and they're, you know, in silver and black from head to toe, and you know, just cheering on the players as soon as they enter the field when they're practicing. Again, just a fan base that cannot be replicated anywhere else.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thanks, JT.
Raider Nation, let's hear it for the president of the Silver and Black. And that does it for us here at the Raider facility. Thanks for joining us, and go Raiders.